I haven't seen a video on how to add the adjustable limiter strap on these Gen 4 Skidoos, so figured I'd make one. This is a 22 turbo 165. Says to jack up the rear end somehow, so I got the chain hoist with a pipe. These sleds are pretty light, I'm not too worried about it. Got a safety strap up too. So first thing I did was this limiter strap I put to the second hole. I'm gonna go holes 2 and 4 with that adjustable limiter strap. So you keep your factory one on there. You just put it on either hole 2 or 3, and then your adjustable short length will be, in theory, hole 4 or 5 on here. So I'm gonna go 2 and 4, the longer setting, then 3 and 5. That's just a couple 10mm wrenches for that. Second, I just got done taking this bolt out, the upper shock bolt. One side is a 16 and one's a 17. So I took that out, and now I'm going to take this bolt out here for the bottom part of the shock. So I got the nut off. Those are both going to be 13mm. And then you just pull this bolt out, and then your shock falls. And then it sounds like take this out, and then you take one wheel off, you slide these 2 spacers off, and then take the shock off, put the shock, you leave the shock off, and then this axle with 2 wheels then. The manual says to drill a hole here, but it looks like I already have one. Not sure if I can just, no, can't use that one, so I'm wondering, probably just use this one here. And then, reinsert that there with my axle. So I just pulled this snap ring out from right there, and then this wheel just slides right off that bearing. Kind of takes some persuasion. Use block wood and a hammer. Here I've got the bearing puller on it. Just spin this and it should pop off. Well, I got the bearing off, which it goes in this little spot here. It's skinny, a little bit fatter right where the bearing goes, and this is too fat for the bearing. So your wheel's gonna stay right where it's supposed to. Pulled the bearing off, kind of wrecked the rubber a little bit, but oh well. Threw the wheel back on, just used a socket to push it down in there. Just did that. So I was on the metal of the bearing, shoved it down back in that plastic, put that snap ring back in there. Now I'm going to put it back on there. Looks like to pound it down onto there, use a 11/16 socket, just tap it down on there. Now I need to put my updated axle with just the wheels into this hole here. I'm going to need 2 washers between the axle and the rail. I'll need a washer on the head of the bolt and washer on the nut. So I just used the same bolt, 4 washers and nut to reinstall the axle. Next, you're going to take the supplied second axle with 2 spacers on one side, one long one on the other. You're gonna do, you know, your bolt with the washer in the same setup as the other, where there's a washer outside the rail and inside the rail. Mount the shock back up. So I got the shock installed. It does matter that you put the 2 spacers on the left as you're looking towards the front of the sled, and then the one long one on the right. I'm pretty sure it matters. That's how it was in the pictures, and it lines up well for that. I don't know why they kept those spacers so short, because you can really move them, but that's how it is in the print. You can see that space in the print, so we're gonna go with that. Next, I'm gonna put the bolt back up in there. They gave me a new nut for it, so that's what I'm gonna use. Got that tightened up there. That would be a 16 on the bolt head and a 15 on the nut. So I found out why there's so much space between those stoppers. It's for the adjustable limiter strap. So I'm gonna put that on with a bolt, a couple of washers, a nut, and a, I don't know what you call it, little protector deal. The stopper strap, it has 2 holes kind of in the middle, one there and one there. So that's gonna wrap around. The side with the 1 hole is gonna come up the back. And then the side with the 2 holes on the top and the 1 hole, that's gonna come up the front. So I'll get that done, and yeah. So I got the adjustable stopper strap set up. They're pretty adamant that you put the nut facing up, so make sure you do that. It still spins. That one can't because it's underneath the rail there, but it's free. So yeah, we'll get her set up. Now for putting in the mechanism, it was hard to show using one hand, so I just put it in, but you kind of slide this in first, and then this piece here kind of snaps down in there. So you kind of got to go in at an angle, you know, like that, and then get it in. That snaps down in there. So then there's a little clip that'll go right here, and a bolt that will go in that hole right there. So now's the fun part. I'm gonna drill that, and that, so we can fit this. These 2 are gonna be 1/4 inch. That's gonna be a 1-inch hole saw. So I got the holes drilled and my adjustable limiter strap lever installed. 1 bolt comes from the outside and 1 goes from the inside. So one's a carriage head right there, and the other one comes from the inside. Right up in there. Now I just need to attach this little lever piece here. Last step, add the sticker. Now I have the adjustable limiter strap. The last part is to check track tension and alignment with the limiter strap in the short position. So looks good to me. Gonna run it. The part number for the kit is right there. Here's the extra parts I ended up with. These 2 are takeoffs. They give you new nuts to put on, so I figured might as well. We got a couple spacers I took off. This is for, I believe, if you have 2 stopper straps on your sled, maybe it's a trail model or something. I think this one kit does the older sleds too. I put it on Gen4, and this is what I ended up with. And then these are all like your lever housing backer plates, I believe. I think they're for like the Gen3 sleds, I guess you could say. So I don't know what I'll do with them. Probably keep these, but throw them.